Peace and salute. So, unfortunately, I got another strike. My apologies for last night, but I had a migraine and I fell asleep. I figured I'll let people build to wake up to one of my old videos getting a strike. Of course, it's crazy. Like, and then when I read the community guidelines, right, it says you may have. So, how do they give you a strike, but yet they say you may have one? Then they don't show you no evidence, and you ask them to review a 4-hour live, and they all of a sudden review it in 15 minutes, and I get a denial of my whatever, man. It just pisses me off, man. My channel had 0, and it never fails. Um, so for now on, I'm gonna change up for a while. I don't know. I'm just gonna do some readings and stuff, and that's about it, I guess. Because anything you do, it seems they hold it against you if they want to. Anything you do. And it said something. I save all my strikes. Um, so I was gonna make a little video about it, but I think I might just to show. And this time they didn't even tell you. They didn't even tell me what it was for. Now I don't know if I had to do it last night's live, but I erased that, and I wake up to this. The people are the power video got taken down. So any other video that has been blocked, like they blocked some of these videos and other, I just erase that shit for now on. I'm not playing no more music. And if I play any videos, it's not going to be a saved video. I'm not, you know, I'm tempted to erase all my stuff. Like, but whatever, it is what it is. I'm going to be on this channel for now on for a good 6 months, maybe. I'm just going to be chilling over here and my other channel. So if people want to see me live, they better start coming here because this is where I'm going to be at. And let's get started, man. So I was watching Jay Dreamer. Shout out to Jay Dreamers, even though he probably has no clue who I am. I like his content. He's very good at what he does, and he opens my eyes to new stuff all the time. So I like the mythology of I like the mythology, especially of my Germanic tribe people, and that's what I'm gonna get into today. Because when I was looking at Heimdall, I think that's how you say his name. I could be saying that wrong. He is like the guardian of uh, Asgard, and he has the horn, which reminds me of Gabriel in the Bible. Uh, Gabriel blows the horn to warn Earth or in Judgment Day, the same as this guy blows the horn. Um, so if this mythology is older than the Bible, you see, it's even proven. Manly P. Hall says that a lot of people do that the Bible is based around pagan beliefs. So let's get it, man. I'm reading from this PDF I downloaded. It's called Norse Mythology. It's by Peter Munch, the Munchkins. No, I'm joking, but it says the mythology of our forefathers, as we know it from Norse mythical poems and from the records of ancient writers, has not come down to us in its genuine pagan form. It is extant only in a later form, dating from a period when devotees had begun to lose their absolute faith in the order of divinities. In the older divinities, had begun to harbor doubts and to catch intimations of a consolation nobler and better than that which the ancient divinities had been able to give them. We learn to know it, furthermore, in the sources designated as it manifests itself in Norway during the centuries just preceding the introduction of Christianity. So I'm going to skip all that. I want to get into the creation of the world, the giants, the Aesir, men and women, dwarfs, and Vanairs and elves. It says our forefathers imagined the infinite of space to be a profound abyss, to which they gave the name Ginnunga Gap, the Ginnunga Gap. On one of its confines, there were icy frosts and mists. On the other, flame and heat. So they're talking about the four elements. The frozen reaches were known as the home of fogs, or the Niflheim. Sounds like the Nephilim. Niflheim. The torrid region as Muspelheim, which may perhaps be rendered the home of desolation, as the ice of Niflheim gradually melted away before the heat of Muspelheim. There flowed forth from Niflheim into Ginnunga Gap chill streams of venom. The Elvigar, and yet the animating beams from Muspelheim called the first living being into life. So they're talking about those beams that come out of the earth, the animating beams. It says a prodigious giant, Jotun, called Ymir or Ergumer, I can't say that name, and the cow, Audhuma, wow, from whose milk he drew substance. From Ymir, in the turn, sprang other giants, and thus he became the progenitor, progenitor of all the evil race. The cow, Ahumla, likewise brought about life anew by licking the ice-bound boulders of salt. In this manner, Buri came into being. His son Bor, with Bestla, daughter of the giant Bolthorn, had three sons named Odin, Vili, and Ve. The sons of Bor were good and fair to see. They became the forebears of the race of the Aesir, spelled Aesir. Some of these names are hard to pronounce. When the descendants of Ymir had multiplied beyond number, the sons of Bor put Ymir to death. In his blood of all the giants were drowned except Berglimir, who with his wife saved himself by means of a boat. That sounds like the story of that giant with I can't even think, man. The giant in the flood when man, my brain is not turning today. Noah, jeez, Noah in the boat when they had that giant. Forgot the giant's name. Anyway, yeah, Chris, I'm gonna be on this channel for a while. I don't even know why I got another strike because they didn't tell me. They just said I woke up to them saying I may have the something with the community guidelines, blah blah blah. They always say that may, right? But they're still giving you one. And when you challenge it, you know, they don't tell you why or what part of the video, none of that. They just give it to you. And now when you do when you challenge it, they don't let you write anything. You can just challenge it. So I'm going to be on this channel probably from now on for a good 6 months. Anyway, fuck that. So with his wife saved himself by means of boat. This is that giant Bergelmore, Virgil. It's probably Bergelmer, something like that. The Aesir, that's the name of them. The Aesirs, Aesir, yeah, Aesir. The Aesir thus failed in their attempt to exterminate the race of giants, and Bergelmer's kindred grew to a mighty host. The giants, or Jotuns, were also known by the name Thursar, or Persar, or Rhyme, Thursar, Ettins, Cliff Ettins, and Trolls. They persisted in the most evil courses. From the body of Ymir, the sons of Bor made earth, sky, and sea. The body itself became the earth, the bones became mountains and stones, the hair became trees and grass, the skull became the vault of heaven, the brain became clouds, and the maggots in Ymir's body became small dwarfs. Now, what story does that sound like? The same story I read the other day with the Chinese creation story. No? Same thing, man. Same thing, but a little different. They use a dragon instead of giants. The small dwarfs who dwelt beneath the earth's surface and in rocks, and who lived on better footing with the giants than with the Aesir. Odin, Vili, and Ve, the sons of Bor, were at first the only Aesir not content with shaping intimate nature. They brought to life sentient beings as well, both men and animals. The first human pair, their names was Ask and Embla. They created from 2 trees. Odin gave them breath. Vili gave them soul or understanding, and Ve, or his name's Ve or Loder, gave them bodily warmth and color. From these 2 sprang the entire race of men. The sons of Bor likewise created the celestial bodies. To this end, they employed the sparks that flew into space out of Muspelheim. Yeah. The sun and moon were placed each on its wain, and each wain was drawn by 2 horses. The horses of the sun were named Arvik, Arvak, sounds like Ark, Arvik, something like that, Arvik, and Alsvin. So Arvik and Alsvin. Before the sun stands the shield, Svalin. As drivers of the wains were appointed the 2 beautiful children of Mundulfari. These names. Mundulfari, called Sun and Moon. Mundulfari was so proud of the 2 that he had named his daughter after the sun and his son after the moon. As a punishment, the Aesir gave the children the task of guiding the wains of the sun and the moon. Moon once carried away the earth. 2 small children, just as they left the well, Berger, carrying the cruse, Soeg, slung from their shoulders on a pole called Samul. The 2 children were named Bill and Huki, and their father's name was Vidfin. Since that time, they followed the moon in his course. The giant, or the rhyme Thursar, the giant and the rhyme Thursar, rhyme Thursar, continued without ceasing to disquiet the Aesir and disturb their labors. A hideous giantess, mother of a great brood of giant werewolves, bore among the others 2 called Skull and Hades, who took up the pursuit of sun and moon to devour them. Sun and moon, therefore, must needs make haste in their journey across the heavens. Yet in the end, their pursuers will overtake them. Hades, it's H-A-T-I, that might be, I don't know. This looks like Hades, but Hades spelled different. So anyway, Hades was the more forbidding of the 2. He was known also as Managarm. Why don't they just have one name, and a simple name at that? Or the Moon Hound. So Managarm, or the Moon Hound. Toward the race of men, the giants were so ill-disposed that the Aesir found themselves compelled to build from the eyebrows of Ymir a great defensive fortress encompassing the midmost region of the earth. The fortress and all that is contained bore the name Midgard. Beyond confines lay Jotunheim. In the center of the universe, the Aesir established their own dwelling, Asgard. There, Odin has his own seat, Lidskov, from which he might survey the whole universe, both the heavens and the earth, and see all that happened there. The race of the Aesir here grew to a goodly number. Odin particularly had many children. Aside from the Aesir, the dwarfs and the giants, our forefathers, peopled the universe with other supernatural beings, such as the Vanir and the elves, or elves. The Vanir, dwelling in Vanaheim, the direction of the forces of nature seems particularly to have been attributed. Once upon a time, so the story runs, Hostilities arose between the Aesir and the Vanir. The dispute ended with the Treaty of Peace, the terms of which prescribed an exchange of hostages. The Aesir delegated Honor, the Vanir delegated Nord, who in this way came to the numbered among the Aesir. The other deities who came from the Vanir were Frey and Freyja of the elves, being who associated preferably with men. Some were good and some were evil. The good elves, called bright elves, who were brighter than the sun, had their abode in Elfheim. The evil elves, called dark elves, were blacker than pitch, had their homes beneath the surface of the earth, and so are often confused with dwarfs. Don't tell me this is that type. Okay, it's not skipping. The plains of Ida, Valhalla, and Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil? Maybe the Y's an I. Yggdrasil? Anyway. In Asgard, the Aesir built an immense fortress, in the midst of which lay the plains of Ida. Here they erected two splendid halls, Gladheim, which contained high seats for Odin, and the 12 peers among the Aesir, and Vingolf. So that reminds me of the throne, and then the 12 peers would be Polaris and the 12 zodiacs. Interesting. Or 13 zodiacs. Anyway. Which had high seats. Here they erected two splendid halls, Gladheim, which contained high seats for Odin and the 12 pairs among Aesir, and Vingolf, which had high seats for Frigg and the goddesses. Round about Lidskalf, whence Odin surveys the universe, rose the hall Valaskalf, roofed with a silver roof. The chief of the halls of Asgard, however, was Valhalla, the banquet hall of the Aesir. Here Odin held high festival, not only for the Aesir, but for all the translated heroes, brave warriors, who after death came into his presence. In Valhalla there were 640 portals, through each of which 960 warriors might march in abreast. Between heaven and earth the Aesir constructed a bridge called Bifrost, or Rainbow. The ruddy hue of the bridge is the light of a fire that burns without ceasing to prevent the giants from crossing over it. Bifrost is, of all bridges, the most splendid and the strongest, and yet, at last, it will fall asunder when the end of all things shall come. Besides Odin, there were 12 of the Aesir who were held to be chief deities of the universe. Among themselves, they had apportioned rule over all things, and each day they held council about what events should come to pass. Sounds like the people today. Odin was their lord. He was supreme, mightiest of the gods, the preserver of all things, and therefore he was called All-Father. In Gladheim, where stood the high seats of the gods, they took counsel together. As rulers of the universe, the gods bore the titles regent or rogue, or Rome, whatever, governors, bond or hopt, binding or uniting powers, and Yer, the holy ones. The high seats were also called judgment seats. The gods or Aesir were designed as white, bright, shining, holy, mighty, as war gods or battle gods. They loved the race of men, protected men against giants, dwarfs, and dark elves, and upheld righteousness and justice. When the gods held their solemn assemblies, to which came all the Aesir, they resorted to the ash, that word, to the ash Yggdrasil. I think it's Yggdrasil, something like that. Yggdrasil, the tree of the universe. It's in the cosmology. I always show that name. I gotta pronounce that right. Here was the principal sanctuary. The ash Yggdrasil spread in branches abroad over the whole world. It had three roots, one among the Aesir, another among the Rime Tutsar, a third in the depths of Niflheim. Beside the root of Niflheim there was a fearsome well, Virgelmer, or Virgelmer. There lay a dreadful serpent, Nidhogg, which together with a great number of other serpents, gnawed without respite at the root of the tree, threatening to destroy it. Beside the root that rested with the Rime Thursar, there was also a well which belonged to a giant, the wise Mimer. In it lay hidden the highest wisdom, and from it Mimer drank each day. Besides the third root, which stretched out to the Aesir, there was also a well called Erd's Well. It was here that the gods held their assembly. Among the branches of the ash, many animals had their resort. There were a sagacious eagle, a hawk, 4 stags, and the little squirrel, Ratatask. Ratatask, something like that, which continually ran up and down, bearing evil communications between the eagle and Nidhogg, the serpent. Maybe that's why in a lot of these pictures you see the eagle attack, or has the serpent, eagle's mouth. I should have started reading a lot of this stuff earlier, because a lot of it I could synchronize it to today, or other, like just the story in the beginning of this one. I could synchronize it to the story of when the forgot the name of that Chinese whatever. They have the dragon. When the dragon dies, this turns to that, but it's the same thing. And then when they're talking about these underground tunnels, a lot of cosmology talk about these tunnels too. Hold on, let me do something now. I'm just going to keep reading this until somebody wants to come up and talk about. I want to talk about, people see the resemblance in Gabriel and the blowing of the horns. Kind of reminds me of these sounds people were hearing in the sky for the last, what, 6 years, 5 years? Odin, the supreme deity, had besides the title of All-Father, many other names. He was called. Now, YGG. What the heck kind of name is that? Like, how am I supposed to sound that out? Yug? Ig? He was called Yug. Ig? I don't know. But it says it means the awful. Or Ganrad. Gagnrad. Like, come on. The G has to be silent there. Maybe not. Ganrad. He who determines victories. Haran. God of battles. Har. The High One. Jafar. Or Jafnar. Sun. Even as high. 3D. Or third. 3D. 3D. Friday? 3D? Looks like 3D. Like 3D. Huh. That was Odin's name. 3D? Huh. Interesting. Nikar. Nikud. One with evasive eyes. Screw these names. They got some crazy. I can't even pronounce half of these. One is Got. The creator or the great. If I could show some of these names, people would be like, what? Odin was the wisest of all gods. But I don't want to do Odin. Where's the other guy? I'm going to skip to the guy with the horn. Not Thor. I think he's on page 18. Not Frey. Not Tyre. Here he is. Heimdall. Heimdall is another of the chief gods. According to report, he was considered great and holy, and bore the appellation of the White God. He was born in a miraculous manner of 9 giant maidens on the confines of the earth in the morning of time, and he drew his sustenance from the earth. By some he was called Odin's son. His teeth are of gold. By night or day his vision spans 100 miles of space. He is able to hear the growing of grass upon the ground and of wool on the backs of sheep. Therefore he is a fit watchman for the gods. He dwells near Bifrost, which he guards against the giants. He has an immense horn, the Galar horn, or the Gjallar. I wonder how to say that. They don't even help you out on pronouncing these. The Jallar. The Galar horn? I'll call it the Galar horn for now. When he blows it, the sound is heard in all the worlds, right? So when it says that, it makes me think of the sounds people have been hearing, or in Revelations, it says Gabriel will blow the horn. Um, who knows? His dwelling at the brink of heaven is known as the Mount of Heaven. For the rest, report has little to say of Heimdall. He is also called Golintani. Yeah, Golintani, by reason of his golden teeth. Another of his names is Halinskidi. The Skalds make frequent mention of him. Gold they refer to as Heimdall's teeth, and to his sword they give the designation Hafal, i.e. man's head, in allusion to an obscure myth. His horse bears the name of Gold Top. See if Gabriel and Heimdall are is the Bible Gabriel's horn and Norse god Heimdall's same. We'll find out. Do 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 do. Heimdall is the sentry of Asgard and a member of the Aesir, the gods of Norse pantheon. His most important function within Norse mythology is to herald the coming of the apocalypse, Ragnarok, by sounding his majestic trumpet, Gallahorn, and leading the Aesir into their final battle. Heimdall is known for his hyper-acute senses, particularly his hearing, for his antipathy toward Loki, who he will die fighting during the Battle of Ragnarok. In some scholarly accounts, the parallel has been drawn between Heimdall and the Vedic deity Dyaus, Dyaus, and also between Heimdall and the Christian archangel Michael. Well, I said Gabriel. Why would it? Michael don't blow no horn. Gabriel does. That's odd. I mean, I could see why they would put Michael because Heimdall is like the guard of the gods, just like Michael is the head angel, the guardian of the heavens. So could all these stories be the same freaking story, just with different perception? This is what I'm thinking. Because you could align all these stories for sure. And I'm gonna do that. People think it's bullshit. I'm gonna align that story. I'm not, man, people are see whenever. This Friday, I'm gonna have a real dope build. I'm able to share my screen and show. I gotta write this down. Yeah, all these stories. Let's see. And freaking YouTube knows that I had no strikes and I could have started charging, making them pay me. So I'm learning to where I'm going to get an LLC in my name. These mother grabbers are going to have to pay me for my materials uploaded. I have no choice. So I'm taking to court. See how they like that one. Anyway, didn't Odin have a trump? I could have sworn Odin had a horn in his hand too. I could have been mistaken him though for Heimdall. Let's see. I don't want your cookies. Why do these sites gotta have these cookies? Nobody cares about your cookies. Alright, the Horn of Truth, it's called. The Horn of Truth, also known as Gabriel's Horn or the Horn of Gabriel, is a powerful divine instrument of heaven that is used by the Archangel Gabriel. As stated by its name, the horn causes anyone whose hearing range can reach it to tell the truth uncontrollably, no matter the will they possess. The use of the horn is to Gabriel is unclear, although according to the archangel himself, like they talk to him, the horn has many uses, not just simply forcing those who hear it to tell the truth. It was given to him as a means of signaling the angels in order to rally to his position and prepare them in times of impending warfare. However, its greatest ability is for it to resurrect the dead. Wow. Makes me think of whenever I hear something with an instrument with sound now, I think of it on the frequency level, and a sound level like I picture sine waves or sound waves. I think about how it changes people's molecular structure. So damn, he could sound a horn. The sound will make them tell the truth. So he's on a whole other frequency right there. He's changing the whole molecular structure in somebody with a horn. Just like it says when the creator spoke things into existence. That's pretty damn deep. Even though I'm not a thumper of that book. Um, However, its greatest ability is to resurrect the dead, for it is said that at the end of the apocalypse, Gabriel will blow the horn once for the souls of those whom have sinned to spend an eternity of punishment in hell, while the second blow of the horn will resurrect those who have committed no ill will towards God. The horn itself is never seen on Gabriel's person, leading many to believe that it is not a physical object. However, other angels state otherwise. Really? Are you talking to these angels? Gabriel is only ever seen with the horn during the end of days, and with status of him using the instrument. Gabriel. Use that Ra and L in there again. Nah. My fault. Not that anyone's here anyway, but I'm looking up a few things here. Take my time. All right. So I want to talk about uh, Mount Meru and Rupes Nigra. Wherever these deities or gods are coming from, I think that's where hell and paradise on one mountain. Interesting. Mount Meru or Sumeru is a huge sacred golden mountain in the center of our universe which supports the heavens and passes through the center of the earth, or at least this is what the ancient Hindu text states. Furthermore, the supreme gods Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, and the Devas reside on the top of this mountain. Many temples of the ancient movement. What? Maybe the mountain used to be golden color. Tales of the whirlpools, giants, temperate seas, and huge lodestones. Interesting. I already like this. I'm already liking this. Tales of a vast treacherous whirlpool somewhere in the region of the northern coastlands of Europe have a factual basis. Indeed, the world's three greatest vortices can be found here: the Saltstraumen Strait at Bodo, and the infamous Maskstraumen in the Lofoten archipelago, the latter appearing in the works by Edgar Allan Poe and Jules Verne. Berne both lie in wait for unwary travelers along the Norwegian coast, while the Corryvrecken is a pearl lying between Scotland and Ireland. Meanwhile, those those intrepid Norse voyagers who tracked the North American coast just might have gotten wind of the old Sow lying off Dare Island and Moose Island at the point of collision between Passamaquoddy Bay and the Bay of Fundy. Hold on, I got a screenshot there. I gotta look them islands up and see what's up with that. The rather evocative term used to describe such phenomena is maelstrom, derived rather suitably from the Norwegian maelstrom, which is composed of two words, Dutch origin word stroom, cognate with the English term stream, and the verb malen, meaning to grind, and sharing a root with the English mill. Not very far from the shore. Okay, so what is this supposed to be here? Deadly divine charybdis. Cherubis. Charybdis. The vortex of Corryvrecken may appear in the work of Adaman of Iona, whose famous Vita Columbae features a certain Charybdis Reckony as menacing sailors in the vicinity of the island named Reachru. While this Reachru is to be identified with Rathlin Island off the Irish coast. So what do these islands have to do with not very far from the shore of which we have spoken, towards the western side on which the ocean main lines open without end, is that very deep whirlpool of waters which we call by its familiar name the navel of the sea. Now, the navel of the sea, if there's a whirlpool at the center, or I've seen in the old maps whirlpools, that would make more sense of what makes the tides in the fucking moon. To me, at least. People can challenge that if they want, but this is said to suck in the waves and spew them forth again twice per day, as is proved to be done by the excessive swiftness with which the waves advance and recede along all those shores. A whirlpool or maelstrom of this kind is called by the poet Virgil Cherubis. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, cherubs too, but it says cherub, spelled Charybdis. Ships are alleged to be often violently and swiftly dragged in by this whirlpool, of which indeed we have spoken, with such speed that they seem to imitate the fall of arrows through the air, and sometimes they perish by a very dreadful end in that abyss. But often, when they are on the very point of being overwhelmed, they are hurled back by the sudden masses of waves and driven again with the great speed as they were at the first drawn in. What's up, Plant Face?
Hey, how's my mic?
Good.
How come you're on with this channel, Chuck?
They gave me another strike for some reason.
Huh.
So I got two strikes. Yeah, I woke up
Just
this morning. They just picked the old, remember we were talking about this? When they let a video upload or a live stream, it's supposed to already go through it. And then they tell you right then and there if it's all right or not. But yet then they could just choose to go back, right? And say, oh, no, we're going to make this a strike. Like, it's a crock of shit.
Well, there's something on there they wanted to hear. That's why they didn't chop it right away. They wanted to hear something and then get rid of it so no one else heard it.
Fucking, and they don't show you what you did wrong, right? You think they would tell you, well, you did this, can't do this. They don't even show you what you did.
It's another psychological operation, just playing with us.
It's because my channel's growing.
Yeah, trying to provoke you into freaking out,
Yeah.
Like the whole system. That's what the whole system does. It provokes you into reacting so they can do something about your reaction instead of doing about what's fucking everybody up in the first place, which is them.
I'm just gonna stay on this channel for a while, a few months. It's all right. If people want to come to my live streams or anything, they'll figure it out. I always put the links in all my videos, so they'll have to figure it out. I put it to all my channels because I tell people you never know.
What was it? Just your last video? When did you last put one up? I've been offline for a whole week.
Well, I went live last night, but I had a headache and I fell asleep. And I woke up and just erased it because I don't know what was said. Because I let people build. But I erased it, went to sleep, woke up, and it was the video I had saying that people are the power, and we were talking about solutions. So they struck that down.
Yeah.
And we must have said some powerful shit in there that pissed them off. Talking about putting them in jail and we need to come together. I remember that. And yeah, they don't like stuff like that. Because then they can't, they don't want people starting to think like that. They want people to join in on the crimes. They want people to, do crazy stuff so they can blackmail them.
It's like they're still baiting everybody, throwing out some bait, seeing what people grab. If they can just throw out some bait there and cause a whole drama over nothing, then that serves as a distraction. That the people aren't looking at what they want to look. They're looking at the shit show again. They're distracted by the clown's face.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chill on this channel for a while. If people want to know where I'm gonna be for the next 6 months, it'll either be here or the other backup, the other Charles Waz. But I also want to start building up on Odyssey too. I gotta
It's a
start
pretty
there.
avatar there, Christos. Looks pretty Freemasonic.
Hey, yeah, it's from a video game when I was younger, actually. It was like an ability. It's called sit rep, situation representation. Sit rep is short for that phrase, situation representation they use in the military. So it was just like a little ability in a game I played when I was younger, and it just looks aesthetic.
It's got the
But yeah,
five-pointed star, the pyramid, the all-seeing eye.
yeah, at first, well, it looks a little more basic, but then you like level up the ability, and then you get a star behind it, and then it gets that eye floating over the pyramid, and it looks, yeah. But anyway, it's like it was an ability that lets you like see through walls and see where the enemies had mines and traps set up and whatever. And it's also really fitting with
putting a spell right
the
now.
color scheme that Charles has. That's another thing that he's got like that yellow goldish color scheme going on, so it's fitting for that little bit of tan. But yeah, what'd you say?
I said it's hypnotizing me right now.
Yeah, I've there's just been some symbolism sticking out to me recently, and the eye in the pyramid thing is something I've been exploring a little bit recently. Um, I had like an interesting experience recently where I kind of just looked at a depiction. I think it was just a YouTube thumbnail, but as I looked into the eye in the pyramid, it like drew me in, and I felt like I had like flashback visions, and like I had like in my mind I heard like not literally, but like kind of in my imagination, something in my imagination was triggered by looking into the eye, and I heard like eagles screaming, like an eagle
that one
eye.
eye, that one eye symbolism. That's, if you want to call it, the all-seeing eye of Lucifer, but it's really our own one eyes looking at each other and being spies on each other in our subconscious, and that's how the system works. It just kind of runs itself when we're all kind of spying on each other subconsciously.
Yeah, exactly, Plant Face. Who I don't know who it was that said this. I think it was Jordan Maxwell or who one of these guys from a while back that got information out there. He basically said, you know, the quote unquote state or the Illuminati or whatever, they have agents on every street corner now because the agents are us. Like we're acting. It's the classic Agent Smith archetype, right? That we've talked about. It's like they don't need to go hire people to go spy on us. Like they just use ourselves on each other. Hence divide and conquer. But more than just
Yeah,
dividing and conquering, it's like at the same time they're also using us as the foot soldiers, as the spies against each other. Just like in a
I heard it called.
totalitarian regime takeover, you get
I
extra
I
points
call it
for
the.
ratting.
I've heard it
No,
called the super soldier program that we enter as soon as we go out into the world in kindergarten or school or whatever, or the workplace. We're all indoctrinated in this super soldier program about nobody really excelling or stepping out of the box or thinking outside the box, just droning along for the man, keeping an eye on each other that we don't, go astray, so to speak. Can you hear me?
yeah. What? Why won't it let me? Anyway,
Yeah, and it's all about the dollar, the all-seeing eye, and the dollar. Eh? We're all watching each other's dollars, keeping up with the Joneses, etc. The dollar is watching you. You're watching your dollars, and the dollar's watching you. It's
well, he jumped off. Oh, What's this all saying, guys? Baby Jesus, big baby Jesus. I can't wait.
Yeah, what's up, Charles? I gotta update my pictures here to use for backgrounds and shit. Mic check. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Loud and
Yeah,
clear.
like what you were saying, plant face. Yeah, we are. You know, there is another layer to the whole eye and the pyramid thing. It's like we're watching each other's money for sure. And I've never actually thought of like. I've always thought of, you know, like the state controllers, whatever, you know, whatever label we want to put on it. But really, it is also like, you know, like everything is multi-layered and multifaceted. But yeah, there's this aspect of pocket watching each other that's also represented with the eye in the pyramid being on the dollar bill. You know, the competition, survival, viewing other people as a come up or as competition, you know, getting over on people, you know, all that type of stuff that comes with
Big
it.
Bugger is watching. Hail, Big Bugger.
That's that capitalistic mind state.
Uh-huh.
To me, capitalism is just a different form of communism.
Yeah, it's all a setup to pull you in, to build it up, just to chop it down.
Because, you know, if we were truly free, you know, what do we need Social Security cards for, right? All these excuses. Well, we got to be able to know who you are and this and that. It's all for the money scheme.
Can't have you going out in the woods and making families and having people running around that they don't know about.
Right. That's crazy. Taking your baby's footprint when they're born. Who do these people think they are? Can't believe. I used to be mad at my mother for that, but I realized it's not her fault. But still,
Yeah,
me, I would tell them, fuck no.
The way the system, what it does to us, like it's, you sold your soul, like I'm just saying in general, like I work for people who have their children working for them, and it's almost like they're just throwing them into the fucking meat grinder.
Rich people,
people have to bring their own children to do to work beside them and do their job. Like, if I had
rich
kids,
people
I would never want to. I wouldn't want my kid to do what I do for a living, to have to go onto a commercial job site and with all the noise and the danger and the dust and the, like, a lot of guys I worked with are dead already. But the rich people, they do that too. Like, they have the families, they have their people in their families that they abuse and stuff. Like, I worked for guys who had their cousins and that working for them, and they just abused those guys, just treated them like shit, even worse than they treated the other employees, because they're family, you know. And
they expect more. They expect more out of them because they're related, and they think that you own something. You know, I did you a favor, you know.
Yeah.
This world is it's completely different. I never thought we would be at this point growing up. I personally didn't think I would live to see it. But fortunately, I did. So now I just got to deal with it. It's just, you know, kind of good that people in our mind state got to live so we can kind of try to wake these younger generations up that schooling was the shit. When I was growing up, it was like probably the part where they were really going full propaganda. And, so glad, the 90s, right when 2000 hit, it was full propaganda. Teaching people to hate their country. It's all by design, man. Not only, they say, burn the flag and all this stuff. They want you to hate the people and use the government to hate the people. It don't make sense. There's people that love this country. That's their decision. I love the country and the people. What is that? A piece of sounds like
It's little apples falling. Little apples falling on the roof of the truck.
Oh. Sounded
That's
like
cool.
it's flexible metal.
A ski pole, and shake the branch and they're falling down. Probably 2 tons of apples on this tree. They're real small ones, about inch to 1.5 inches in diameter. I want to graft a big apple onto this tree or something.
Crab apples. Worthless. Like, who the fuck eats crab apples?
I actually like crab apples, but there aren't very many good ones around these days.
Yeah, they fucked everything up.
We used to go pick wild plums and crab apples and Saskatoon berries. They were all over the place. It's like the shit's not around now for some reason. Like they plant trees in the boulevard and that, but they're useless trees. They're actually like these controller wheat plants and weeds and trees. Like they have these weeds and stuff that nothing else grows around them, and that serves their purpose too. If they plant a bunch of useless stuff that's poisonous to everything around it, then people aren't going to be growing their own food or just walking down the street and grabbing a apple off the tree,
Hey, Christos, you ever notice how, peace here and back, you ever notice how in the Bible it says Satan will smut out his right eye? Well, if you look at Odin also has his right eye smut out too. There's a couple other deities that have their eyes smutted out. And then it says,
yeah.
Why does it say God spoke things into existence, but then Satan is the, what was he, or was that Luke? Pan. Same thing with the instrument and music. So if music's so evil, and Pan is this evil deity that controls music and sound, it's just all, it's like, wait a minute. It's like, what's going on here?
It's like, I mean, it makes me think, how correlation is not causation type things. Like, you can draw parallels and connections, but I like what you were saying with pan. That's kind of trippy because you look at the word pan, it's like everything. And this could even get into like some Creator Earth type shit for real. You like think of a pan, how a pan like is like it's just a simple pan. It's like a slight crater. So it you know, pantheon. It's a place of
Well,
worship of the all. You know,
well, about
pan is everything. So pansexual means like you could be sexually attracted to anything, which in the all
Whoa.
technicality is actually really fucking weird if you look at what that word is and what it truly means. So
like
um,
panorama.
I hear what you're saying, but you know, we just don't want to, you know, draw conclusions based off a few, you know, correlations. We don't want to jump the gun on like, you know, music is evil. And
No, I'm not
well,
saying
you
that.
weren't saying that, bro. I know I don't want to like twist what you were saying, but I just mean because you're going
Other
down a
people.
path of pan, and like you could derive a lot of evil things from that god Pan. You know, the Pied Piper, Pan and his flute. He's the goat man. There's that Baphomet energy. So it's like there's a
Yeah,
lot of different directions you could go with that.
like Lucifer, wasn't he the, was it Satan? Two different people, Satan and Lucifer, but
Bringer of light. That's what Lucifer means, I think.
yeah, but didn't he play like a harp or something like Pan? Because Pan is Satan.
The thing about sound is,
Or
like supposedly the Lord spoke everything into existence. Like I believe in a loving God that created everything, but I don't think it's a man, old man with a white beard in a cloud. Like I don't know what God consists of. I think it's God is in everything. We are part of God. We're God's children experiencing this stuff as God. But that it's a matrix of sound. Everything, the sound lights up everything. I don't think anything would exist without sound.
Yeah, sound is at the source.
Yeah, like the Big Bang Theory is a bastardization of it. Like nothing exploded and created everything. It's inside version of uh, just a twisted version of reality. In the Big Bang Theory, like in our subconscious, we know there's some truth to that sound. The sound is responsible for everything, but reality that
uh, peace, Lonnie. You read what AK put in the chat? Up there goes what's up, Lonnie? Damn, AK, what happened, man? Damn, AK, you gotta be careful, bro. Who's Lonnie? Is that here and back? That's crazy, AK. Well, if you want to come back up, uh, um, base plant, links pin. What's up, Lonnie? Try again. Damn, AK, were you at the hospital? Yeah, you're up here, Lonnie. All you gotta do is unmute. You're muted. Oh, well. Anyway, man. Damn, AK. Come up here and show me your arm. Nah, don't do that. Why do I let him up? To give him a chance. But they didn't want a chance, so they left. You managed to rip your arm out with no roar. You're gonna go into hiding? Come on, AK, you're stronger than that. Can y'all hear me? Alright, good. Talk about this whirlpool then. They say there's another whirlpool of this kind between the island of Britain. I'm gonna have to look. I knew it was you here and back. All you had to do was unmute. Yeah, life sucks. Sometimes. I'm going through a lot too, AK. I know how you feel. I knew it was here and back because he came in. And when he came up, it went to 0. He was the only one in here. So I kind of knew it was here and back, but I let people up. Believe me, I'm always prepared to eject them because I had that one time I let someone up and they porn bombed me. So I'm always prepared now. But I kind of knew it was Lonnie. So now I know Lonnie is here and back, which is Phil's roommate. So now I know. Phil Nye, the science guy. Where'd the AK go? AK disappeared. All right. What's up, Lonnie? It says you have sound. I don't know why.
Yeah, I remember he was popping off on Paula that one time back when Phil and Paula were having issues.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember.
That shit was lit.
Yeah, it says you're unmuted. Hold on, let me check the settings. That has nothing to do with it. I wonder why. Is it? Because I remember when I used DuckDuckGo, it wouldn't let me. Yeah, but if you didn't have sound, I don't think it'll let you up, or will it? DuckDuckGo is horrible. I had to use Google. Go in my settings. Yeah, you're off mute.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
So
You seen that?
yeah, go ahead.
Since you do DoorDash, I was gonna say, did you see that video of that guy doing DoorDash and that big ass dog jumped through the window?
No.
I forgot what kind of dog it was. The thing was barking. You could hear it barking, and then it just leaped through the fucking door. It was like one of the big glass doors.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I'm still planning on doing some type of one-on-one with Dominic. I've just been talking with him backstage. We've just been doing I haven't like been recording it. We've just been doing backstage little sessions, chatting it up, talking one-on-one outside of the purview of the YouTube streets. Just because sometimes it's nice to not. Sometimes you want that live chat and to commune with other people and open panel, but sometimes you just want to talk with people behind the scenes.
I'll put my email in the back, Lonnie. Don't jump off yet. Hold on. Oops. There. There, I put it in the back. In the private chat.
You know, I'm honestly proud of myself for not feeding into the metaversal frenzy, you know, drama and online YouTube beef, whatever, blah blah blah. Like I said, I've fallen for it a couple times here and there in my initial startup of coming on here and figuring out what this is all about. But at this point, I've had a couple different opportunities. I was about to chomp at the bit. I was ready to start going at a couple different people, but then I was like, what's the fucking point, man? It's just going to be a waste of energy. It's going to be some like initial short-lived adrenaline rush of the ego, but then it's just going to, ultimately, it's not going to serve anything. If anything, it's just going to divide people, push people away, and I'm not really trying to do that. I've come to the conclusion at this point, you know, there's a time and place to burn bridges or to leave that body of water between things, but there's other times, and I'm finding a lot more of these times, and they're seeming a lot more valuable to me to build the bridges, because it's not only going to help me, but it's going to help others probably within communities grow and you get grassroots shit going. So it's just, you know, supporting each other out here in small ways, you know, sharing channels, sharing streams, and so on.
Definitely. It is a waste of time going back and forth.
But it's played out, bro. Yeah, it's totally played out, and it's just like false. It's just like false gratification for the ego. Just like it's not truly gratifying. It's not. It's like a fake high, basically. But then afterwards, you realize it's pointless, and it doesn't even feel good actually, and you feel worse afterwards if you have any type of conscious. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Got all this wiring and little computer parts.
Or, you know, having a Royal Rumble on the YouTube streets, you know. I still appreciate the entertainment. It's just like the legitimate, like, vitriol that people have for each other, and like, yeah, nah, I'm not with that. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I could have did the same. like you said, there's really no point. I ain't gonna get nothing out of it. And it's hard enough to bring people together. On Chrome, maybe if you go into Chrome settings, maybe, oh, Lonnie jumped off. Maybe it wasn't letting you use the microphone. It's in Chrome settings usually. I agree with you, AK. So it says, they say there's another whirlpool of this kind between the island of Britain and the province of Galicia. And with this fact, the coasts of the Cian region and the Aquitaine, it says, agree. They are filled twice a day with such sudden inundations that any one who may by chance be found only a little inward from the shore can hardly get away. Damn, so that means the tide is so strong to that whirlpool, it'll suck you right in. It reminds me of the, damn, Chloe, you got some dry fur. We're going to have to put some conditioner in your hair and give you a bath. Yeah, stay up, AK, man. Don't give up, bro. Thank God your arm ain't crushed off. The whirlpool that was in Pirates of the Caribbean, and I gotta find that map that shows the whirlpools, and it is right where this one's saying. I gotta try to highlight this page. For they are filled twice a day. Beep. Says you may see the rivers of these regions falling back with a very swift current toward their source, and the fresh waters of the streams turning salt through the spaces of many miles. The island of Evodia, and then it says El Derni, is most 30 miles distant from the coast of Cian region, and in this island, as its inhabitants declare, is heard the noise of the waters as they sweep into this Charybdis. Paulus navel of the sea is likely the Maskstramen, which we braved previously, and which lies off the western coast of Nordland and part of Norway Sapmi. About the original Charybdis, Homer has to say, Odysseus, you will notice the other cliff is lower, only a bow shot away, and a great fig tree with dense leaves grows there. Under it, divine Charybdis swallows the black waters. That sounds like the North Pole. 3 times a day, she spews them out, and 3 times darkly sucks them back in. Interesting. Charybdis' vast elemental powers also feature in a fable of Aesop, which Aristotle mentions in order to dismiss. Aesop's story was that Charybdis had twice sucked into the sea. Okay. Plutarch. Plutarch places Ogygia west of Britain, or Ogygia, close to the confined Cronus, whose name is often applied in classical source to the northern seas. I've got more to about this mysterious land and its ruler Calypso, but not here. This is interesting stuff. Pythias and his seed lung. Pythias was a Greek who hailed from the colony city of Massalia, modern Marseilles. Marcellius. As a young man in about 325 BC, made the perilous voyage, or perilous, made the perilous voyage from his home city, perhaps via Verdigala or Bordeaux, to investigate the mysterious land of Britannic, which lay off the northwestern coast of Europe. The cosmic mill. Rufus Nigri. Okay. Mountain Dew, Black Rock, Living Waters. Says get to the point. People are really out here getting baptized in chlorine water and talking about being saved. What a bunch of dehydrated YOLOing goons. Have a nice day. These people. Black Rock is an island of enormous size, consisting of magnetized black rock, believed to have been located at the North Pole. The existence of such an island was intended to explain why compasses always pointed to the magnetic North Pole from any point. The idea seems to have come from a missing book entitled Inventio Fortunata, of uncertain authorship, presumably written in the 14th century. It consists are known only from third-party references and had an important influence. Okay, alright. The existence of such an island, where was I? The idea seems to have come from a missing book entitled Inventio Fortunata. That's good. Peace is better than that. You know, YouTube, a lot of people on YouTube just, and I'm not saying Chris isn't about it either. He don't, you know, and I'm not about, I hate arguing and stuff. Oh, I didn't know they pieced it up too. YouTube just said that. That's awesome. It says the idea seems to have come from a missing book entitled Inventio Fortunata of uncertain authorship, presumably written in the 14th century. Its contents are known only from a third-party reference and had an important influence among the cartographers of the 16th and 17th century. Gerardus Mercator, 1512 to 1594, himself even depicted the Rupus nigra in his posthumous atlas published in 1590. That's the one I'm talking about, in 1595. The hell? Now it won't do it. No. Himself depicted the Rupus nigra atlas, which included the first map referring to the Arctic. In addition, he drew up 4 small continents around it, also fantastic, immersed in the turbulent ocean. Why is this picture here? What does this have to do with anything? Oh, that's in Spanish. Great. Don't want to sell your beachfront property to BlackRock? Ha ha! That's hilarious, bro. I gotta keep this picture and show it to everyone. That is hilarious. That's a good one. Whoever drew that up, is awesome. Many cultures mention and depict the sacred land in the North Pole in a similar manner to Rupus nigra, was believed to be a 33-mile wide black rock located at the North Pole with a massive whirlpool separating into 4 rivers. Its existence, mentioned, can be found throughout many old maps, legends, was universally accepted as real and considered responsible for why the compasses point to the location within Hindu and Buddhist traditions. They speak of this land as Shambhala. Buddhist mythology, Mount Meru, with its roots in hell and its summit in heaven, the bridge between realms. The Vedics called this land Paradisha, literally in the sense of the word at the North Pole. In Norse cosmology, it is the world tree Yggdrasil. In the Bible, it is the Garden of Eden. The list is extensively longer. One can find in-depth details and accounts from many voyagers or cartographers. that sound almost straight out of mythology, starting at 4th BC up until the 17th century, with a few controversial modern accounts. Then, of course, we have 33rd degree Mason Admiral Byrd with his accounts at the North Pole, which seems to be used as half-truth to propagate hollow earth disinfo. Contemporary historians would have you believe they were all incorrect, that even their most famous and prized cartographer, whose map we still use today, Mercator's projection, had it all wrong. There's such an undeviating pattern among all cultures and races, presenting the North as an origin for humanity that includes these aforementioned qualities, subterranean realms, accounts of giants, and so much more. A wholly imperishable land only to be penetrated by those who have strong will of the heart and mind. What seems more plausible, that cultures had nearly identical accounts for millennia that were pure fantasy, or that today we are being deceived far beyond what most could comprehend. That's the fluoride stir. If the sun is in space, why are there light on Earth but not in space? Ha 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 ha! And it shows a picture of uh that's funny, man. That is so true, man. Oh shit. That's funny. If the sun is in space, why is there light on Earth but not in space? That is fucking on point. The World Tree. Do 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 do. Spanish. Why can't I guess this guy got a good point. He shows a picture of Jesus on Mount Meru, and Satan's talking to him and showing him the whole realm and telling Jesus he could be the king of all these lands of this whole world. And they put him on top of a globe, and it's like, how do you see the ones at the bottom? That is true. It's funny. Wow, look at this tree. Is that a tree stump? Find out. Why isn't it in English? Sci-fi. Ancient aliens is a crock of poop. Phil. What's up, Phil? Oop. Phil. Nye the science guy. Alright, that sucked. Pikachu. Woke has become the new sleep. What good is coming? Stupid advertisement across all this information if it's not being used to enhance and improve your life, including those around you. If it's not serving your quest to ultimate self-realization, then it's time for a new subject. Do your diligence, but don't allow yourself to be consumed by information to the point you're neglecting your mental health, physical or spiritual health. Unfortunately, it seems like a common theme in the so-called community. We know awakening isn't all peaches and cream. Oh, that's a good one, faceplant. Like it's made out to be, but it's not all doom and gloom either. All this information provided is neutral. You make that potential energy kinetic with the polarity you choose to absorb such information and thus display in your daily actions. Imagine spending a whole lifetime looking into conspiracies, neglecting your trinity, just to be around recycled back into samsara for another go round. It's the perfect trap. Forget them for a moment. Being parasitic and evil is in their nature. How are you serving your life's purpose? Are you entirely immersed and aware of this moment you are in? What what habits of self-cultivation are you invested in? Remember that this remember that this material reality is an illusion. Maya, the mind of God, is limited to those who are solely invested in material reality and eventually become parasitic, as this realm is parasitic by nature. Remember everything and nothing can be used as a catalyst for your enlightenment. Real activism is tapping in and embodying the change you want to see. True seekers must seek truth in themselves. With no knowledge of self, there's no knowledge of God. I love that. Who said that? That was by Electric Being. Admiral Byrd. Hell no, these people ain't free. They look crazy. Idol worship. They look crazy, man. Another year under the sun. Done. Hey, Johnny, what happened to my picture? My picture gone. My picture. Where did my picture go? I wish I could post this picture for y'all to see. You would laugh. I can't find my picture. That looks like a Ursa Major. If you look at the star Ursa Major, right, and you turn it to the side, it looks like a fryolator. One of them things when I worked at Mickey D's, you put the fries in, you put it in the fryolator. That's hilarious. Boy, boy. Pikachu, Pikachu. Hell, Hangman. Click the link in my bio if you're interested in learning more about. Do 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 do. Gotta love the vaginal. Because without that vaginal, you wouldn't be here. If you know what I mean. But anyway. I guess it's time to check the fuck out of here. Good. Oh well. I don't know. I had a little entertainment here for 2 hours, I guess. So, I guess I'm gonna end this shit nugget. And this is where I'm gonna be live from now on, probably for the next 6 months. Until my channel's completely cleaned out from my strike. I just don't get how I got another strike. It's fucking bullshit. Who's this?
Good morning. Good morning, Charles.
What's up?
What's up? I'm up. I'm awake now. I just got up. I know you've been up for a while, and also talking for a couple hours. So I haven't hopped it. I scanned a quick thing to see if you'd been paneling already, or if you were reading from anything. Or so I'm sorry if I missed 2 hours of stuff. I did want to sort of quickly ask you what happened with your other channel. If it's you know, I was there yesterday when when whatever stopped working. I didn't know if it's something, you know, anything, anything, you know, any guests had done. Is there something?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't say. It
yeah,
didn't say it was the strike was for that particular stream.
yeah. I didn't think it would, but yeah, it's easy to assume when you show films, or you know, some of the stuff we look at, that some of the strikes. I know sometimes you don't care, but my first thought was like, oh no, have I said something? When I saw your stream up or your post up saying that you'd be at this channel from now on.
Yeah, for a while I'm gonna be here.
Yeah. Does each successive strike give you more time away from your channel? Like a,
Yep.
I didn't
Yes,
know that.
sir.
I didn't know that.
So it don't make sense on how the stream's uploaded and then, you know, they just backtrack 6 days and just pick a fucking stream and just they don't show you what you did wrong, right? They tell you violated a I looked. They don't tell you what I violated. They don't show me no evidence. They just erase the fucking stream. They don't, you know, they don't mention anything you did wrong, which is crazy. So they can just make shit up. They don't present any evidence. It's fucking YouTube's pointless. They could just set anyone up and say any old thing, and they don't present no evidence or proof of anything. They just say you did this, you violated this, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would never work with YouTube. For what? It's fucking joke. They could just make shit up. Fucking give people communist. Fucking ever since that lady got taken to court, you know, because freedom of speech don't exist. You know, if I owned YouTube, I wouldn't have folded like that. She did a bitch move for it. Now they turned into a communist place. So that's that. You know, they want to take the channel. Oh well, go ahead. I'll start over. That's why I'm just gonna stop using that channel. We'll see what happens. I'll just
Mic
build
check.
this one up. I can hear you, Faceplant. I'll just build this one up. That's all. Let that one show for a while. If anyone wants to see me, they should know. Every fucking video, I put my links to my other channels. They should know.
I like the color. Do you pick the colors for the text on the screen and that in the background?
What?
Like the colors of the text going across the bottom on the StreamYard and our names on the screen. Do you pick the colors on that in StreamYard?
Yeah. You can change colors.
It all looks like we're all matching colors here.
Yeah, I woke up this morning to that strike. They didn't, I don't think, well, they probably emailed me. I just didn't see it yet.
Yeah, it looks like we all planned our avatars.
So what is the horn of Gabriel and what does it do?
What, Gabriel?
Yeah, like what you were reading in the title.
Oh, I was just reading about Rufus Nigra, the center. But Gabriel,
just,
I was comparing Gabriel to what's that guy's
I can
name?
go way off
Heimdall.
into science fiction if you want. Like Martin Lee recently did that one about the worms. The worms, they said, live underground, and they can electrocute you. They can send out sound waves, and they're huge, and they can change the shape of the earth and everything. Maybe those big worms make the starports. They spew out, they chew up the ground, and then shit it out, and then make a sound, and it shapes the mud, shapes the wet mud into the shape when they make the sound.
Well, you know, if nature seems to carve out the sacred geometry in many other ways, you know, I feel like I understand where you're coming from with that. And it would make sense that nature's decomposers, whether micro or macro, may play a role in carving out some type of structures in the earth. And I think that's completely reasonable.
When I
You
see
know, if
the
sound can do it with cymatics in the water, why couldn't earth beings do it to the earth, you know?
the land I bought, areas of it are just, the dark soil is very, very shallow, and underneath that is like just a solid clay layer, and you can see the earth being born. The ants and the worms are into this clay layer, and they bring up the black soil to the surface, and to me that's the earth being born. It's like always being born all the time. So whatever events happen, it's the earth. Whatever the controllers are doing to the earth is amazing in how it can heal itself and recover, and that's just the ongoing process.
Yeah, I was reading about the North Pole, and then I had started the video off with Gabriel because I was listening to Jay Dreamers, and he was mentioning the Norse mythology of, forgot the guy's name. It's in the title, and he is the protector of the gods in Norse mythology in Asgard. And it reminds me of Gabriel has the horn, but the true. And they compared. I can't remember the guy's name in the title now. Some name, but Michael is the Michael and Gabriel actually are the two top angels. What's the name? It's gonna drive me crazy. Heimdall. Yeah, Heimdall or something like that's his name. And when I heard him talking about that guy blowing the horn and protecting Asgard, it made me think of Gabriel who blows the horn in Revelation. And if you, just like when I was reading the beginning of the Asgard story, creation part, and they're talking about how a giant, which to me, the giant fell and the hair became the trees and the giant. And this, it reminded me of the Chinese creation story of the cosmic egg. I was reading when the dragon was born, and all these parts of the dragon became the earth and the stars and all that. It's the same thing. All these stories line up. Um,
And the thing about
so
the tides, the tides, like if the Earth is supposedly 70 to 80% covered with water, then the tides are not. The water's staying the same level. It's the land breathing going up and down, and the tides are different in different places. Sometimes there's 2 tides a day.
I think the anode and the cathode, or and plus there's I was just reading too. Before you guys jumped up, I was reading about the whirlpools that are on around here, and they don't talk about that. And like you can
Yeah,
see them in the old maps, the old
and if
Decatur
the
map
if the land
shows
is
them.
going up and down like that, and there's land under the ocean too, right? They call them
It's
fishing
all
grounds.
connected.
Yeah,
All the
there's
land's connected.
fishing grounds is the where they fish for the certain layers or whatever shelves in the ocean where they fish. So if there's a great big whirlpool, when the land goes up underneath the ocean and there's a void underneath it, that would make a whirlpool, right? And it would suck a whole bunch of water down. And then when the land went back down, the water would come back up.
What if that's how the flood, one of these giants plugged the fucking major whirlpool, right? And the water from above would trickle down, uh, and the water from above would come down, and then it would go through the whirlpool and recycle. Recycle. But all you have to do is plug that baby up, and it'll flood everything. That
Yeah,
sounds
and
more simpler than the
there's
stories they
video
tell.
of lakes in Russia just disappearing too. Like in a couple days, this huge lake will just disappear, and they show that whirlpool underneath, or the whirlpool at one end of the lake or whatever, and it just
Yeah,
so
they could
that
be drilling holes.
that's like the land coming back up too. Like if the land is covered with ice, a mile and a half, 2 miles thick, and then that ice melts and drains away, then the land's gonna deflect from that weight. Like it's still deflecting from that weight being taken off of it. It's rising.
Or they could be drilling underground, and the ding dongs fucking were under the lake trying to drill. Or they purposely did it to empty the lake to underground, so they have underground water. But why would they do that if they have underground springs?
There's layers, networks of tunnels, so they would have to have the roads blocked off and the right ones open to maintain the water levels where they are, right? So when the event happens, they can just open everything up and just flush the system like a toilet. And whoever's controlling this shit knows, they know what's going on down there.
Of course.
They would have to, like if it was out of control, that they wouldn't be able to maintain it, and like cities would be flooded and it would be economic damage. They want to control it so they can do the economic damage where they need to do it.
Yeah.
Like they'll make the fires, and then they'll then bring a storm and overload the dam, and then they'll blow the dam and it'll flood the area, wash away the evidence of the whatever else they did, and then they can take that area over again. They have to make it, they make an environmental hazard so people can't rebuild. You see, right after they burn it out, then they go in with the hazmat people. They scan it. Oh, this is toxic. We can't do anything here till we fix this.
Oh, it's right in my face.
Sorry, I kind of went off on a spiel.
Oh, that's all right. I'm looking for these stones I have now.
No, yeah, we need people like you, Plant Face. You know,
Yeah.
just carrying your part of the stream. You know.
Yeah.
So feel free. You know, we always appreciate monologues around here.
I'd rather
X,
carry on.
myself, we all have our time to monologue and contribute. So yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather you carry on dropping gems than just be silent.
Hell yeah, I love the color scheme we got going on here with the tan, yellow, gold. Especially Kimba and Bex. They got like the browns and light blue
Green and
and
gold.
tans, like straight up, like
I know
very
it makes me
similar.
think that all streams should have their. We should have themes now.
I would
Stream
do
theme,
that.
avatar
I'll
theme,
do that for
dress in
people's
yellow.
streams. Yeah. If you do that, or if I started doing that, that's a cool idea, Bex, honestly. And you could have like a bunch of different avatars with certain color schemes for whatever one the host ends up doing.
Yeah, because I changed mine, honestly, to match your guys'. I have different ones. I have like 20
Same.
different ones. Yeah. So I was
But I think
matching.
there's. Let's see,
I
I'm just
lost
seeing
a piece
something.
of tourmaline.
See, does that one match still? My other
That's hard.
Got
Pythagoras
that
specs?
orangish, tannish with
Uh-huh.
Kimba still.
Yep.
I do blue.
Or I mean
Yeah.
brownish, orangish, tannish, reddish, whatever. Yeah.
Your comment's funny. Your comment's funny, Christos. I missed it because I didn't want to have an echo, so sometimes I leave it.
You talking about in the wait, which one?
Yeah. No, this last comment. The last comment, just here where you're saying, because I hopped up just as Charles was like, you're like the bat signal, Beck signal.
Oh.
I literally just woke up though. I just woke up and I heard Charles being like, "Well, fine, I'm out of here." I'm like, "No, you're not, buddy. No, you're not."
There you go.
I'm laying in bed right now talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so
you
funny.
kept it going. The one active coming in, and here we are.
I know, because I saw when I was going to bed last night, I saw that that Charles had posted he'd be at this channel for the next while. So
the next 6 months.
yeah, yep. So sorry I didn't say hi to anyone else in the chat. I closed it as soon as I hopped up. I was like, oh, I don't want any echo. I'm going up there. I'm going up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think someone reports my channel. That's what I think.
I think someone's here in the here and back is here in the back. Here and back is here in the back.
No, there's no one there.
No, his messages. It was. It says he was here. He hopped up.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Oh.
Peace, Soama. Yeah, I got another strike, Soama, so I'll be here if you're ever looking for me and you're like, why isn't Chuck going live anymore? It's because I'm here in this channel. And my other channel, I could go live, but I don't have my email to that channel anymore. Thank God that StreamYard saved it with my other email, because that channel would be long gone. But
okay, good. I brought up to speed then because I missed it all. Okay, thank you.
Well, I can. It's convenient that some of us have, like, I have a channel now, so I can share. It. This is where Charles is.
Soama said, what happened? I don't know. They just gave me a strike. They didn't say what policy I broke, or it just said, we think you. I screenshotted it because I love screenshotting their hypocrisy. It says, we think, right? Like they didn't know if I broke the rule or not. So I challenged it within 15 minutes as usual. This is a forced 5-hour stream now. So you mean in 15 minutes you reviewed a 4-hour stream and then said, oh, no, you violated. So why put we think you violated if you gave me the strike already? This is the shit. And then YouTube don't tell you or show you the evidence. They don't show you, well, this part of the video is, or this is what you said that gave you the strike, or, that fires me up. They just do it. That's, They need to fix that because that ain't right. That means you could just make something up and not show the evidence. Since when does that work in a court of law? You know, you're guilty, but we have no evidence. They just don't like my channel because of the stuff I say.
I know sometimes you can challenge it, right? But then you
I
kind of
do.
have to know what you've done wrong, or at
Yeah.
least listen to the whole. You have to have the whole video
Well,
and then be able to listen to it, but it's not around.
yeah, but when you challenge it now, they don't let you write anything, and they don't. It's weird. They changed it. No, I don't know. It is what it is. It's all good. Like I'll let that channel relax for a while. I erased a couple more live streams. The ones that they blocked in other countries, I erased them, got rid of them. If there's any copyrights, I'm gonna get rid of them. And for now on, I ain't playing no music. I gotta really give them no reason. That pisses them off more when you don't give them a reason. I know they'd be sitting there like thinking how they can screw people over because they have no reason to. So they must be fired up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Charles, especially nowadays, they're amping it up. Anything, even if you just want to forget even just the information, even if you're just trying to have a good time and have fun, they're amping it up to make it a little impossible, you know? So that's all.
That's why I put that picture that I'm in YouTube prison and I put Trump.
Wait, you put that somewhere in the channel?
I put it on my commentary. I put I'm in YouTube prison, so I'll be at this channel.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, if you even mention that guy, man, they get mad. They know their time's up. Even though, I don't know, even though Trump most likely is a part of the circus, I still like him, man. I like his character. We need people like him. And who knows? What if he truthfully is fighting back? I would feel like such an idiot.
I think it's that wild card aspect that you're talking about, bro, where it's like it switches things up. It's out of the normal. It's like shaking things up in a way where even if he is, which I'm 100% pretty much controlled op and all that, like it's still there is like something that can be taken out of this still. Like we don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Like we can realize there's alchemy to be had still within this, and that there are people that woke up because of the whole Trump thing. And you know, there's plenty of people that graduated from the QAnon nonsense. So it's like there's a lot of people that maybe initially when they were waking up supporting Trump and believing there was some type of faction within the state that was fighting back against the evil. Maybe that was in the beginning of people's paths, but I think a lot of people have moved past that, and it was just kind of a stepping stone on their journey. And so it's like I think he can serve as kind of like a wild card variable that mixes things up in the system. And you know, even though he's controlled, we still need things to be mixed up. And so he is an agent of chaos. He is controlled op, but that doesn't mean that we can't take advantage of the novelty and the shakeup of normalcy of what everyone's used to. It's like we need that wild card energy, even if it's a puppet. That's the wild card. We can still get something out of it. We don't have to give it away completely and be like, oh, well, he's controlled op. There's no value here. Like, we got to find the value in everything, even the motherfuckers that are outwardly against us, not just the ones that are controlled op and secretly against us. We got to find the value in it all.
Mm-hmm. Like the fake news. That was valuable.
Exactly. Yep.
Very, very valuable.
A shift in the collective consciousness because of certain things that happen there. Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then interestingly, again, not that I'm trying to.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to push or tout any idea or imply anything from this. A lot of people seem to think we're in some sort of hell realm, trapped here by some sort of computer or at least something AI like, right? And that's where I would say Donald Trump's behavior is very human. Agent, like randoms, this is one of my bits of the week, you know, like randomness is something that a computer can't generate. So that man's behavior being that erratic, it makes me believe that he's more human than, you know, again, not trying to say than others, but something's breaking down in the system when people like him, someone like him, or someone like Boris Johnson or whatever, you know, can behave like that. Like it's actually more human than artificial intelligence.
People try to fuck him over, man, probably, you
Yeah.
know? So he had it out
So-
for him for a long
Even
time.
within the artificial intelligence, Bex, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, within the artificial intelligence, like everything is built from the creation, right? The divine
Yeah.
creation, everything's built from it. So there must be something divine within that. The yin within the yang, so that within, like there's that spark of divinity within the evilness of everything that's going to grow. Say that the yin within the yang, the core of it, the divinity is going to grow and push out the bad part.
Yeah, I would. The one thing that I've been wanting to look up, I get that yin and yang. I'm totally with you on all the creation and everything. I don't know though about the yin and yang symbol if it's supposed to apply to good and evil.
Yeah,
You know, that's the only one. I get it philosophically that we can say, oh, there's a hint of thread of this, and I know for me, I don't need to see good and evil and evil and good. Yeah, to actually believe that it's divine. The divine was already told that it created bad and good, right? So maybe I'm being, getting stuck up on some pictorial semantics, because I totally get what you're saying, is that it's divine,
The yin yang is kind of cringy. I was just kind of using it as a
it may be cliche and played out because but like I wouldn't say it's cringy, but I know what you mean. It's cliche, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I
like,
get that, and I didn't mean to jump on one word. I just know, in particular with good and evil, I have a feeling that good and evil and the main lessons from good and evil in the great scheme of the universe are more temporary than any other thing we've ever known. Right? Like that the whole lesson of life and death is a huge part of the understanding of good and evil. And the shorter a lifespan someone has and the more they'll put themselves above another human being, is the more that kind of spirit does not deserve to live in a longer and longer and longer lifespan. It's not to say they get punished forever and ever for it, but hey, if you think in 120 years that you can oppress a globe for your own financial gain, or you can participate in any kind of brethren-ship that has you in a position where you're above everybody else simply because you participated, you're a greedy fuck, you're a greedy fucking, you don't get to stay at the top, I think it's a lesson personally. So I'm with you. And again, I apologize for jumping on that yin and yang one, because I do understand that I also believe that if something is created and here, it was supported. It's a supported creation. It's supported creation. And that was your point, right?
Yeah, well, it's an optimistic point of view. Like it's not over. It's not
exactly.
When
exactly.
it looks most bleak, that's when you're most hopeless. That's when things are going to turn around.
Exactly. Exactly. So here and back is here and not in the back now. I'm sorry, friends. I know I've been up here many times, but earlier I got confused between a comment and the chat.
I don't know. That was just a gem you dropped, Bex, about them, ruling us. I just missed it all, but I was walking around. But you just dropped a gem. What I want to say. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. But who's here and back is here and gone.
I see that. Okay. Yeah.
Here and back was here and went.
So, yeah, the global thing you were saying to contain. If you have people living in a globe for their financial gain and power. Yeah, I was walking around listening. I'm like, yeah, that's the way you said it and put that. Well put.
Well, and yeah, and I really didn't mean to attack the yin yang or attack Ken for using it.
That's a good thing. I agree with you on that, Ken, about the yin yang thing. Like Crystal said, like so cliche. Is it supposed to be? I don't know.
And cliche doesn't have to be bad either, and we've gone into that before. But I was just gonna say, when it comes to like the dualistic thing with yin yang, I just want to say rather than good and evil, I like to consider it preferable and less preferable, rather than the lens of good and evil. I've just found that I have more wiggle room with preferable and less preferable.
Yeah, and then we really don't get into if we were really trying to define it on a group level, we would find that definition allows for a lot more subjectivity. So there's
yes, that's
yeah.
It's like more positive. Okay. This is my thing. Out of all the words and the language and everything they brought down on us, if a lot of people would, like change the way, like you were saying before, find the good in like even the dark. For me, find the light in the dark. I'm learning to do that, and it's rough. It's a rough process. But when you start to change your perspective and find the light, no matter where you go, or the good, and no matter what you encounter, no matter if it's a person, place, or thing, your whole perspective changes. And then if I was doing it, and then Bex was doing it, and Charles, it's like a domino effect. And then it starts, to me, that's what's going to change. It's going to make a domino effect, and we all start doing that. It's going to just go around and pop off, That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's solid. It starts small and expands over.
I really like that preferable and more preferable and less preferable.
Yeah.
I had a friend. Yeah, I had a friend wake up. After being I had a friend wake up as after being let's say informed by the QAnon thing, right? She woke up to it all and she was like, "Oh no, what have I done?" And she that's when she realized that there was no such thing as someone being a good person, like a politician that was good just because they were a Republican, or bad just because they were a Democrat. That she had woken up to the fact that there was good and bad people on both sides, and she had to start looking independently at these agents, even if she knew the whole system was rigged, right? And I like that. I like that how she went so quickly from these guys are the bad guys and we're the good guys to wait a minute, And I guess all of them could be puppeted, but like we've said, some people squeak through with some truths, right? And some people are clearly beacons to be at least sift through what they're saying and see if there's something important, Some people get more airtime. And and I think people, I know I've learned more about the world watching more characters in the American arena. Like it doesn't matter who they are, but I didn't know who any of these people were. I'm Canadian, and now I know like who you know, who the governor of California is. Oh God, why do I need to know that? Gavin, is it still Gavin Newsom? Doesn't matter. Um, but that kind of stuff. It's weird that I know that. Anyways, just reclassifying everything as less extreme was my point of drawing that analogy.
I'm lost, Phil. What are you saying?
What? Oh, you the live chat?
Ah, yeah.
I was multitasking, so I was listening somewhat, but I zoned out a couple times because I'm multitasking. I
Oh.
won't lie. I won't lie. I don't lie. I won't lie.
Yeah.
But I listen to most of it. Yeah,
I see what he's saying.
it didn't fall on deaf ears, Bex. Don't worry.
Mhm.
No deaf ears.
It's a thing he and I started joking around with. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
listen. Listen, cash at me for gems. Then I started a thing on my stream where I said I used to put up a banner that said Cash App to Sir Drop for Dark Chameleon, right? So I had a
I
banner
like
on my
that.
stream
That
once
was
being like, give the money to Sir Drop and you'll give it to Dark Chameleon. And so now, now we're drawing you in,
Yeah.
Kimba. Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Cash
fun.
App Kimba
Right,
to give to Sir Drop to give to Dark Chameleon, and we're good.
I like lessons. That's good. I like to sit back and listen, and that's good. Last night it was a good learning. You know, sit and listen a lot. It was a good lesson, and then interact.
Well,
you know,
I have
if
learned. I got a good lesson out of it too. Almost, yeah. Careful. Yeah. So far, 2 for 2. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Men get very, very drunk and comfortable. I'm very, very drunk and very, very, very comfortable on my stream, and leads to very personal discussions of their endowments. You're like, oh, bye.
Not
you gotta
just
go now, bye.
Anyone that drinks too much.
Yeah.
Get fucking.
Well, and that's the good thing about that bye-bye button, right? It's like, oh, we're just hitting that point where, for your sake and mine,
right? Just so we part ways nicely.
Yeah.
For the night, right?
Yeah.
For the night.
Yeah. Well, and again, it could have been me on the other side. Now I don't drink, so but if I drank and paneled, friends. Friends. There'd be definitely people being like, she can't come up here. Show me your hand. You have a drink in your hand, Rebecca? Right? No.
We'd have to make you leave too. You'd have to leave too. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's the thing about booze, right? That's the thing about booze. It makes you lose your inhibitions. I'm sure I'd be up there, you know, like this.
Does. It brings on the boo. The boo.
Yeah, the person who never wants to be on video is like, hey, you guys want to see me naked?
They call it spirit for a reason.
I'll be like,
yeah. Yeah.
Exactly, so, Charles. And that spirits.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely I've got most of my yeah.
I haven't drank in over 14 years. I tried to drink at my friend's funeral, and it tasted like shit. I'm like, man, I used to drink this garbage. Sam Adams beer too. At that, Sam Adams was my favorite. It tasted horrible.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm not a big. It took me a long time to acquire a taste for alcohol. I was under the advisement of friends, like you should drink more often. It affects you too badly. So I took this like I decided I would drink. I would have 30 drinks in 30 days. Find a buddy in a watering hole, kind of opposing the 90 meetings in 90 days. A sponsor and a home group. I thought, oh, I'll invest in drinking. Which I did. I did learn to have a better tolerance for alcohol, but the thing about me is that even though I didn't really like the flavor, once it hits you, just like anyone else, you can drink like a fiend. So not only was I someone who could, yeah, get smashed just like anyone else, but I didn't have any experience, right? Like, anyways, yeah, alcohol and me, I would say it's funny if someone was around. Maybe when Dylan moves in, I'll have a couple drinks and sit on a live and chat with my friends. Yeah, because I'm sure it'd be hilarious. But I get to that point and suddenly I'm drinking like a professional, just like anyone else. Yeah. I don't know why suddenly when I do have a drink, I'm like, yeah, I'm an experienced alcoholic. But I think that's the nature of the booze, right?
Yup, indeed.
That's why I like me my marijuana. I can waste
Yes.
my entire life's earnings on marijuana and hardly ever embarrass myself, you know?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I like that, Bex. I like that because I feel the same. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie. I spend just about any unfortunately, because I can't grow it yet. My money on that, and yeah, like you say, you don't have to worry about embarrassing yourself. And in my eyes, well, if I don't know, I embarrass myself. Maybe it's on you because I was having a good time, just letting go. So that's how I see it. You know, that's just me. Because I'm not gonna, people do get offended easy, and I know my intentions are good. So, but yeah, not embarrass yourself. That's always a good thing. You could
I have
face
to get
people the next day and look at them.
Let me see. I want to see some I need Xbox One controllers.
I need a coffee.
Oh, that controller took him out. Look at that. Oh, no, you don't need a controller, Charles. It must have came and smacked you right off of your stream.
Oh,
look at
he'll
that.
be back.
He gone. Yeah. Just as he said that. Huh. That's funny.
So now we have our pop-up channel, guys.
Yeah, he went to go get
Hijack someone else's channel.
Yeah, he went to get his controller, folks. So I'll be right back.
His controller? Wait, what? What is he getting the controller for?
No, listen, you can't make this up. As soon as he said he wanted to listen, this is why I was laughing. As soon as he said, I have to get an Xbox controller, boom, he was gone. That's why I was like, did it just come out of left field and smack you off your street? Okay, no. He's going to get, he'll be back, folks. That's what I'm saying. I pay attention so much now. It's funny. It's very comical. It's so comical. Okay.
I'm trying. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to get my headset. I'm trying to figure out my audio settings because these headphones, I know for sure I should be able to walk around and be able to talk to y'all and not have to be right next to my laptop mic. Hold up.
Okay. I was trying to understand what Phil said. He said spirits help you be that second voice in your head. So spirits embolden your own little voice. And then what kind of friends suggest you get drunk and tell your business to everyone, not friends? So I think that is Phil saying there. Do you understand the same, Kimba, that Phil's saying, oh, your own little voice in your head's telling you to go get more drunk and do stupid things or whatever. And so you drink more and it just feeds that second voice in your head, which actually isn't you. It's the spirits.
Spirits, yeah. That's why I like when
Yeah.
Charles said that, because I was like, it made me think of, like, you know, if you get people that, here we go, if you get people that act like aggressive, that's why, like, if I drank, I started to recognize, I don't anymore. I started to recognize, I like my marijuana. I started to recognize that if I was in a bad mood, you know, or down, if I would drink, oh yeah, no, you didn't, I'm not going to lie. It made it, and that's when I recognized that. It made, and I like to say, what it's spirits like, does it allow in? I was like, does it allow, you know? And that's when I started to recognize, I'm like, maybe if you drink, Kim, you should go in maybe in a happier mood, you know? So it doesn't override how you're feeling, or enhance it. I should say enhance it. So I went, you know, what was it, 2 years ago? If I drink out by my pool, I do shots out by my pool, I made sure if I did it, I was in a good mood, because then I was laughing and listening to music, and I wasn't, you know, I didn't feel good the next day, I'm not going to lie, but I was in a good mood overall. But when I started to learn about how spirits, yeah, I started to pay attention to it, you know, and I was like, wow. So is that letting other things come through you? And that's why, like, I acted the way I did, because I was like, it's just enhancing my anger or my feelings, or are spirits actually coming through me and I'm getting more irritated? Oh, I was looking all into that, you know, recognizing it, all that. And then finally I was just like, I'm not no more, period. I don't like the way it makes me feel. What if I happen to be a little off one day, you know? If I'm off and maybe I don't recognize it and I drink, no, I don't want to do that no more, you know?
Well, yeah,
I'm
and
at
that's
a
where I
point
would
where
say if they're. Sorry, Kim, I didn't mean to interrupt.
go on. I'm going. I'm done.
I was just gonna say that, you know, if we can believe that they ritualistically backmask into music and do different kinds of whatever incantations or something over the music, you know, some sort of spell casting or uh, transmutation, transanimation, I think, like literally trying to put some sort of spirit in something, then very easily we can start seeing some of the small print on the alcohol as being a vehicle of the same, right? Because I think it's Fireball whiskey has that little devil on it, has little pictures you can look in the back. I think if you say on the back, it'll say something about, you know, if you start looking at a lot of boozes, they do seem to imply something like that. Now, again, I'm not so sure that these people are, you know, putting.
It's subliminal.
Yeah,
It brings the
exactly.
devil out of you.
Yeah, it's the suggestion of it. Even it's the suggestion of it. Even I think even masking in music is something that is natural from the music.
I've never seen no one possessed. Like,
yeah,
you know, in the scary movies when they say to the possessed person, you know, what demon is in you? Or has anyone ever seen that clown that became a Christian on YouTube? And he supposedly, he used to like partake with the Satanists in Hollywood, and right, like, who gives him the privilege to talk about all these people without paying a price? And I forgot the name of the clown, but he sits there and he acts like he's taking demons out of people in Hollywood and stuff. He does it live on his he'd be like, I rebuke you, right? Like, come on. What, how does he have more power than the next person to do that? It's so funny to me, man.
Yeah.
Does he do all that smacking in the head, Charles? Where he smacks you in the head?
Yeah,
And you fall back.
he's a yeah,
Ah,
he's a,
that's
a
always
clown.
funny. That's
He
comical.
literally got tattoos all over his face. Not that that matters, but I'm just saying, yeah, he's a clown for real. Yeah, I'll send you a link. I'll
That
Is he?
find him
Wait, so
and
is this
show
guy
you.
like he's like a Hollywood exorcist?
Yeah, well, I
What
don't
are
know
we
if you want
talking
to
about?
call him that. I forgot his name. He's a clown. Literally a clown, bro. Like, and he
Right.
exorcises demons. He said he became
Right. So is he a
Christian now, and
pastor?
he loves Jesus, something like that. Yeah, it's funny. It's
He's like
funny.
a
over.
TV pastor. I think I've seen
Yeah,
this. Yeah. Is it a
he
well?
has a
Is he
YouTube
middle aged?
channel.
Is it a middle aged white guy?
Yeah, I'll find his name one day soon. I just don't feel like looking for it. But yeah, he's literally a clown. It's funny.
See?
I rebuke you. That's what he says. And he's like doing exorcism on people in California or wherever he's at.
Raking in the dough, I'm sure, probably.
Of course. Religion's one of the biggest money makers in the world.
The whole concept for me, though, of going to a place, and this is my concept.
What
This is
the?
me.
That was
Going
my
to a
elbow.
place,
That was
and I don't
that's
care
my
who you
face. That's
are.
everything's fine.
You,
Nothing showing, friends.
oh, well, and you want to smack someone in the head and say you're healed, and go on your
Like
way,
that,
and you
bro.
contribute all this money is absurd. Absurd.
That's where I was. I'm totally covered. I'm covered in my covers all the way up to my face. So if anyone's like, "Is that a pierogi?" No, it's not a pierogi. It was my arm.
I was just
That's just
saying. I
my.
said, "What the hell?" Because Charles' background noise. You got it.
Okay. Still, I wanted to say, I could one up this clown, Charles. We could one up this clown, and I could start performing Bexorcisms.
Let me find his name.
Right? Then we'll really have to put a cash shop out there. There you go. Hell, I'll hit it. Maybe I need it. You try it on me. I'll be the first experiment.
Yeah.
His name's Richie the Clown.
Okay, Richie the Clown. I gotta see this.
I mean,
Man, quit playing.
Yeah, it's his
Oh.
name, Richie the Clown. He might
You
be.
said he was a pastor.
Oh, he has his little cult or whatever you want to call it, and he goes around and he loves Jesus, and more power to him, man. If he's truly about loving Jesus and makes him happy, do his thing. But he ain't exercising no
Wait,
demons.
you mean
I'll challenge
Richie?
him on that.
Oh, he's the barber guy.
Yeah, the barber. It's Richie the barber. I'm just looking at a short. I don't even have to click on it. Honestly, I don't even have to click on the short. I'm just looking at it, and I'm good.
He says
It's shock, shock jocking.
He
Yeah,
said
but salutes
Keanu
to him. At
Reeves.
least he's working out, bro. You got it. My bad.
He said Keanu Reeves drinks blood and all this stuff.
Let's be honest, bro. Why is Keanu Reeves and Mel Gibson it's like, okay, I could see that maybe they're not in the club, but you gotta wonder, it's just like The Rock, everyone loves The Rock. It's kind of like Keanu Reeves. It's like all of us motherfuckers in the truth community, quote unquote, awake people. And hey, Neo, Keanu Reeves, he does have actually an interesting backstory, and he actually, if you do the research, he does seem to be more genuine than all these other motherfuckers out here in the Hollywood streets and shit. So I'm not taking away from what you're saying, bro. I know you're making a bigger point here, so I'll hand it back to you about this Richie guy, but I was just gonna say, yeah, maybe that does sound like some just shock value shit because a bunch of people love Keanu Reeves and the Matrix movies and all that, and you know, John Wick now, like that's the new thing. You know, even back to not Dumb and Dumber, but whatever the equivalent was of that, two names.
Jim
I can't
Carrey,
remember. Or he was,
Jim Carrey, and someone else.
yeah, I'm thinking of. Well, no, that's Dumb and Dumber. I was Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted's Adventures. That's, yeah, Keanu Reeves. Anyway, my bad. I like Keanu Reeves too. I just wonder sometimes if like he's presented as like, you know, a rebel within that arena, but he's really just another motherfucker doing all the weird shit behind the scenes.
I think so.
Who knows?
I think so. I think
You think
so.
so? Okay, thank you,
I
Bex.
do. I personally think people just, we really love to hold on to one that's okay, and you know, they want to paint him out like, oh, he's the saint who put this woman through university and this single mom, and he takes the subway. And, you know, I would love to see it differently, but I think if you know their name, they're in the game. And I personally think if there's something about Keanu in his message, like fake news with Donald Trump or pronouns with, you know, I think Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk says pronouns suck because I think Elon Musk has a child that is different. I really do. I think he does. He would never say it, but I think he gave that kid a different name because he's unique. You know, the divine androgyne or something. You heard it here first. So, but so when it comes to Keanu, what sort of truth does he represent? Maybe some sort of like epitome of love in those people, you know, like they can really feel it or something. You know, there's something good to take away from it, but I don't think that guy or Mel Gibson or any of these people that stand up as beacons of something are doing anything more than dropping Gibson. One. Yeah. If anything, he's probably a high level warlock. He's probably one of the worst.
Isn't Mel Gibson played in that movie with Jesus, Passion of Christ? Wasn't that him?
Yep.
He said he did an interview with what's that guy's name? Damn it, I just had thinking of his name. Christopher Walken. And he said he went to meet with him on a rooftop in New York. And Christopher Walken came gliding in sideways to a crowd, sat next to him. And he said it kind of scared him. And when he looked out into the horizon of New York City, he seen a 666 sign lit up. And, you know, I don't know, but just the way he said Christopher Walken came in sideways, and he is a dancer, so he probably is smooth on his feet.
Yeah.
Christopher Walken started talking about torture, him and Mel Gibson, and what a topic to pick.
Well, I know when these characters get into playing the Christ character, they really, just like any of the other actors that get really deep into their character role, the actors are known to go a little off their rocker when they play Christ in a movie. And I wanted to recant a little bit of what I say about what these people are outside their real, you know, outside in their quote unquote real lives. I do think these people are some of the biggest slaves on the planet. So, I don't know. I jump between they're bad guys and then they're total puppets, right? Like literally puppets, right? So
yes, I agree.
So maybe that's a breakdown in their programming. You know, maybe Trump's in screaming fake news. Fake news is literally a glitch in the program he's not supposed to say, right? And maybe with these other characters like Keanu Reeves trying to draw out something that's, you know, really good in himself when really he could be one of the highest level bad guys, right? So yeah, I think same with this with Mel Gibson. You know, he really represented autonomy in Hollywood for quite some time, especially with the making of The Passion of the Christ.
Mel Gibson's a Christian, he says.
Yeah.
They're all. It's like all. Sorry, Bex. I just want to say real quick. It's like all overpriced, over worshipped, idolized pawns set in for us pawns, you know, set in to manipulate us pawns. See that? So yeah. When
Well,
you say slave, that's how I feel.
they worship the Bible because they're evil people wrote that book, and everyone fell for it. And now they're waiting for Sky Daddy to come punish them. They're gonna get a punishment. I have to stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Religion's
Trap.
falling apart.
Sorry.
Religion is falling apart, man. You can see it everywhere. And they're doing whatever they can to keep it alive. The age of Aquarius is overthrown Pisces. The age of Pisces with the creatures, fish hats, or not the creatures. What are they called? The child molesters. Pope and all their cardinals and all them fish hat wearing psychotic psychos using psychological warfare. This is the psycho's logic.
Ooh, I like that. I haven't heard that yet. Psychological, a psycho's logic. I mean, obviously it's in the word, but I never heard anyone come out and say it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought of it one day. Peace, Marcel. It's a beautiful day here.
I like that. You want to hear my cute little thing for the word rehab that went to any kind of drug rehab, or let's just say rehab in general. I don't care what well, no, it can't be in general. A rehab for drugs, alcohol, stuff you were doing that you were not supposed to be doing, okay? That was shunned upon.
That's where you can get the most drugs. You ever notice when you go to...
Listen, Charles.
You want to relapse, so easy.
Rehab, ready? Exactly, because you meet fellow ones there, of course. Listen, rehab. A retreat for humans who aren't behaving. Retreat. That's my little thing. Retreat for humans you aren't behaving. Come in here, we get a little retreat. We try to program you again, and now we send you back out in the world. And it didn't work for a lot of us because, like for me, I had to make multiple stunts, see, because when I went back out in the world, apparently I didn't behave according to the rules and statutes, which is why I had about 5 retreat visits. I got 5 vacations away from life. That's just, when I think about that, I'm like, oh, wow, okay, that's my meaning for rehab. And I guess I'm behaving because I haven't been to one in quite a long time. So I'm behaving now.
What's the strict definition again? Is a place where for people who misbehave, a place for people to learn to
rehab, retreat, the RE. Yeah, the RE, retreat, and HAB, humans aren't behaving. Very simple. Humans aren't behaving.
So it's like a reward. If, in a perfect sense, if we could design our own rehab, it's like reward for misbehaving. I know what rehab is now is not a reward for misbehaving, but I'm just like, you guys are my rehabilitation, man. I'm like, this is my retreat for misbehaving. I'm home alone. I'm talking to a friend.
I'm about to go on a retreat. I was thinking this Friday or Saturday I might go up hiking. But I don't know how I'm gonna record it. If the phone dies, I gotta get one of those batteries you could bring. I'll figure something out. I want to get the fuck out of the city.
Is your roommate still just in the same situation, Chuck? Your roommate?
Yeah.
Same scenario. Okay. Peace, chat.
That moment when you've gotten up, you're doing everything. I'm fine. Okay, found my glasses. That's a good thing because then that's when you start finding everything else. I can't find my shoes, friends. Don't you hate that?
Oh, yeah.
You took them off, and I took them off in some weird spot. They're tucked in some corner of my house somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know
totally.
shoes.
Yep. That was
You know?
me yesterday and today. Yep.
And ever since my the complaining about no sugar in my coffee, talking to ba-da-ba-ba-ba, and then slipping on mayonnaise. I slipped on mayonnaise. I just about
What do
slipped
you
the second
get?
time.
Do they still have dollar coffees at Mickey D's?
They had their dollar drink days. In the summertime, it's just cold coffees that are $1. And then in the fall and the spring, they do a couple weeks at a time where they're with any size coffee for $1. Yes, they still do it. I'm like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. What else do you want to know? Quiz me.
I like that. That's awesome.
This is so strange, you guys. Okay, it's all right. I was gathering laundry. That's exactly where they are. Under my clothes. Sorry, friends. But it's that time. It's that time of day. Everyone's like, buy your own coffee. I'm buying it from ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Just to trigger the universe. Tell me more what I shouldn't do.
Treats. I gotta go to town shortly here soon. I have to actually drive in the town. I learned to embrace it and accept it. I learned to do like kind of what we've been Christos brought up before. Like before I used to go to town and be like, I don't want to go, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm like, no. Look at the beauty in it. Remember, you like to people watch, Kim. I like to see people's behavior. Embrace it. So I turn my frame of mind around. So don't get me wrong, when I first pull out of here, I'm like, But when I get down the road and get the music going and the sun on my face and start jamming, I'm like, all right, you got this. Go into town, embrace it. Yeah. And then I start to enjoy it. Yeah.
You got to look for the beauty in things.
Yeah.
You learn so much truth that's depressing that you got to start looking for the beauty in things, just like you look for all the negative.
Exactly, Charles.
Yes. That's true. And you get tired of seeing in the negative. It's draining,
Yeah. That's
why. It's old energy. That's why I buy
myself coffee every day.
You don't want it no more.
There's times in my life where I couldn't afford a coffee every day. And now I'm not working, and blessed be I can afford a coffee every day. Like I'm going to go buy myself a coffee. I'm not going to make it. I get to speak Tagalog.
It's a little thing.
I get to speak Tagalog.
Exactly.
Get some Gatorade, sandwich.
Yep.
Out up that trail. It's gonna take 2 hours just to get up there. That's what I'm thinking about. The 2-hour hike up massive hills too. These ain't no little. You gotta lean forward in these hills.
Are you gonna pack a little backpack like Dora Laura?
Yeah.
To take with you, because that's a hike.
Yeah. Sure, I am.
That would be fun, though.
Couple of joints.
There you go.
And I got to get someone to go with me, man. You never want to go hiking by yourself.
Oh.
And I gotta be prepared to run in case they try to water the apartment. Maybe I'll go do it Sunday when they're closed. That would be smart.
You guys, I just came out from inside and got hit by the air. That's a bit misty out here today. I'll try and go somewhere where I can take a better picture so you can see the fog. But I just took a deep breath, got hit by the air, and I was like, I remembered my favorite thing about August. You want to know what it is?
What?
It's almost September. Woo woo! Summer's over, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Hold on. Marcel asked me if I'm going on a trip. And yeah, I'm going to try this weekend. Try to go hiking. Get out of the city. Maybe I could have someone drop me off. If not, then I'm going to walk it. It isn't that far, but it's far when you're on foot, put it that way.
I'm still here, just driving past a stone wall that turns into it's like a stone wall that suddenly just becomes metal, or not metal, sorry, just like melted rock. Oh yeah, we got it all here, friends, in my town. We got the melt for the methodologists. We got the flood for the floodologists. You know, we got it all.
Yep.
I'm just working on getting ready to go to town. So, but yeah, Charles, that would be good, to get out and do that, a little trip like that. As a matter of fact, my niece is getting ready to go on a little trip with the neighbors. They invited her to go over here in Georgia to Valdosta. They have a water park. They invited her to go there for the weekend. So we were like, yeehaw. Then I told my mom, good. Now you need to go on.
Yeah, it's super nice out where I'm at right now here in Missouri. It's insanely nice out.
To get away, right?
She breaking up or is that me?
So I'm going to for 2 days.
I had some video of this station.
Thing when I went somewhere. So I found this, and I'm making my son go with me to like a 120-acre venue with food, 200 vendors, live art, speakers, medical cannabis information, adult medical use discussion panels, $20 2-day admission, free
Nice.
parking. It's a 2-hour drive, but I'm going to the golf festival. But it's October, November. My son was like, I'm not going with you, Mom. And I'm like, why not? You walk around, and meet people and participate. I'm like, think about it. Just think it over. Trust me, you'll want to get away with Mom.
Yeah, that sounds great. Right? It's 11:11 right now. I'm about to step into the dispo as you're talking about that.
Oh, nice. Okay. So yeah, doing something to get away.
I'm about to jump off of here in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Go to sleep.
Okay.
I hear you.
That sounds good. I'm gonna go to town. I think I'm gonna come back and probably take me a little napsy food too. That sounds
nothing else to do.
It sounds nice. Well, I've done a lot today, so it sounds good for me.
Sleep some misery away. Hopefully.
Don't look at. Maybe your body, if you feel it, maybe your body is calling for it. Do you feel tired? Do you feel tired, Charles? Does your body feel it?
I don't know. I'm just bored. Too lazy to do anything.
Oh.
Too lazy. But yeah. Just gonna go eat.
You gotta find your mojo. I have a hard time finding my mojo a lot. I do.
Yeah.
It's hard.
To do anything in life, nothing. Well, I can't say nothing. But yeah, I used to say that when I was young.
But we get through it. Passes, right? It passes. We get through it. You know, we get through it. It's not going to last forever. That's how I look at it. It's not going to last forever. I like to say it's temporary.
Yeah. It's frustrating. No. I know what it's like to, at least what I sense, what I pick up in Charles' voice is something I go through quite regularly. And, you know, we're also used to surviving, you know, while we watch the potentiality of thriving around us, even though I would say probably not that many people are thriving, even in terms of some of the wealthy people, right? But still, I think we live in a world of survival, not thrival, you know, like, and it can get disheartening. It gets disheartening. You know, I don't want to, I'm 51 years old. Someone can take a look at my house and be like, oh, you're a lazy slob. No, I'm fucking tired of taking the garbage out. I'm tired of doing the laundry, you know? I'm tired. And I'm not saying, oh, I don't want to do it. I'm just saying I've done it by myself, everything by myself, paid all the bills by myself, you know? If I want to sit for a couple of years and just hang with people and ignore responsibilities like that, people can judge me all they want to, you know? Nobody's coming in my house, right? You know? I'm not a hoarder, you know? Like, I'm just saying, like, I've seen pictures of worse, you know? And ultimately, it's, you know, it's actually one of the reasons why welcoming, you know, Dylan into my life, right? Like, why I'm willing to take a leap of, like, I don't know what the heck we're doing here, but my best friend's moving in and now joking about sleeping in my bed. Joking. Okay. And again, I'm not stressed about any of it, but I welcome it. And I know I'm going to be on a steep learning curve in terms of making sure that I maintain a good relationship with this man, right? Because that's why we decided that's why he's willing to want to do this, right? So anyways, my point is that I can hear that tone of, like, I'm fucking tired of just surviving, you know? And I can be grateful that I am grateful I have this lesson, right? But it's still it can still be even a slap in the face as I'm doing something exciting, you know, exciting, getting my house ready for a roommate, someone I care about. It still can be this whole, like, I don't know, it's still, yeah, at 51, it's hard to get even the impetus up to, like, be excited about it, you know? And yet I know that I'm supposed to be excited about it. So yeah, you know, it's like walking into Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay, I've only ever been in Bed Bath & Beyond like once or twice. You walk around this gigantic place with like literally to the ceiling duvets, right? Like, it's to the ceiling.
I don't think I've ever been in there. I've driven by.
Don't go in. Yeah,
I don't think
don't go in.
Ever been in there.
I mean, some of these places you just wonder who's it there for? Who's buying this? Who are these walls of it? Who's the walls of stuff for? You
don't go in Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah, don't go in there.
Yeah, what's beyond?
I think it's a pretty place.
What's the beyond? Right? What's beyond the bed and bath? Think about that. What's beyond the bed and bath?
Bed, bath, and beyond, right? I don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't know. All I know is it's like only specific people, you know, are looking for a $700 blender.
Yeah.
Right.
Go to Walmart.
And I'm sure it would last a lifetime. At least it better. See, if I bought a $700 blender, I'd be calling the company the moment the paint chipped, right? I'd be like, what the fuck is this shit?
To that. Your son said that, man. Your laundry money or something. That place. Who the fuck? Why would someone spend 700 bingos when you can go to fucking Walmart and get them for like $40? Only an idiot would spend $700 unless you got a restaurant. But still.
And great point, Charles. Because like I said,
people with money keeping that going. You know, the people with the money, I'd like to say the ones keeping that stuff going, keeping the show running, you know, with their money.
And that's where
they don't care.
Their elitism shows in those stores. Okay, because Walmart's super busy, right? They're not gonna load stuff up 2 stories up the wall. Okay? Because that shit's gonna sell. Somebody's got to get that shit off the wall. Whereas you go into places like Bed Bath & Beyond, and it's like 3 stories up the wall, so that as you're walking around, like with your Gucci bag and, you know, talking on the phone or whatever, you're looking up and you're feeling like, oh my gosh, there's so many people just like me, right, buying these goods. No.
You're feeling like Kim Kardashian over there, Bex. Yeah, you are.
I know. It's just like, you should see me. I've got a dress on too, and I never wear dresses, but all my laundry's dirty. So, you know, it's that day where you got to throw the old. Listen, hey, Dark, nice to see you.
Listen, hey,
listen.
Yeah, listen.
Look at Marcel says for $700, it needs to do the rest of the work in your life. Is it gold plated? Like my grandpa used to be cheap, and now I'm cheap. And
that goes.
Now I understand why. I understand more or less why. My grandpa's the type. Back in the days, you used to be able to buy something on sale and use a coupon. Now you can't. They cut that out. My grandpa's a coupon cutter. And I used to kind of laugh at that. But you're only saving 15 cents, Graham. He said it adds up.
And guess what? Now I carry coupons in my wallet. See how that works? Yeah, I did the same thing, Charles.
I don't shop at McDonald's without a coupon.
I can't eat.
Perfect timing.
I mean, right now I would eat at McDonald's, but I haven't eaten there in I don't know how many years. But not saying I never would again. But back when they had the dollar menu, and times were tough, I would go there and get a burger here and there. Because why not? They don't have the dollar menu.
Hey, I just picked up McDonald's for this DoorDash right as you did the theme song. I was leaving their party.
Nice. That's the theme song of my channel.
They got the $2 menu now, right, Charles? It's like $2. They upped the antes. It's no longer $1. It was like $1 over here. My neck of the woods was like $1, $1.59. Now $2.
What else does that? The dollar store, right? What's $1 in a dollar store? Nothing. It should be above $1. That should be above $1.
That coffee is good. I don't know how they could make the difference between two creams and one cream be nothing.
They actually got a store in New Britain that everything's $1. It don't matter what it is. It's all like trash made in China. America will never be like it used to be. When there was factories everywhere, we made our own stuff, and we were booming. Nope, you're never going to see that again. I hate to say it, but
I think sometimes I wonder if some of that history is just to support the buildings that were here. I know not to speak about, say, American factories. I do know those factories were there, or at least that there was goods produced by Americans. But what if some of those factories are actually almost like a sort of a fake building, so that it does show that, hey, yeah, we as Americans made yeah, we had a vehicle place that could have made vehicles for war, but actually they were made in Europe. So I know that cars were produced, but I'm just going to say some of the factories are probably just old buildings in this founded area that they slapped up a sign on and then took some pictures of a similar building in Europe and was like, oh, look, this is where so-and-so produced the tanks for so-and-so. So I definitely know that no matter what, we know industry has left this continent and China has those jobs now, right? Or Mexico or India or wherever. Example, call centers definitely, well, call centers are everywhere in the world, but definitely definitely dominant force in India and the Caribbean. So that's outsourcing. Anyways, my point is that yeah, a lot of business industry has been gone, but some of these empty old buildings never had factories in them, especially here in. They just started refurbishing these buildings, and in my whole 30 years I've been here, there's nothing. I don't think they ever had the factories in them that they claim were in them here. So. Well, thanks, Christos. Christos working. Christos saying he's enjoying our conversation, guys.
So, you know, it's very funny. I was just about to almost walk out the door and go to town and realize, oh, I'm not even all the way dressed. Yeah, I might want to stop.
Oh, man, I'm so glad.
In the shirt department over here, you just got your tank top on from, bedtime. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to jump off.
You're going to jump off?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Charles, for having me up. Thanks for being here. I'm glad I saw you. I'm really glad you posted to. I have all bells on for this channel, so I would have found you. But posting from your other channel yesterday was very helpful. And I will definitely let the people know where you are. The few people that I talk to that I don't talk to when I'm with you.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
And
yeah,
have a great day.
I'm shitting down, Christos.
You're shitting down? Yeah, okay.
My trip ain't till Friday or Saturday. It's a whole week.
Friday, Saturday. Oh, okay.
That's not to the end of the week, so 3 more days of struggle and my days will be better. It's all worth it. So peace out, and I'm going to chill.
See you later, Charles. Bye, Kimba. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Pat. Bye,
Thanks for having
Bye,
me.
chat. Sorry. Yeah, bye, chat.
No, I didn't, Chris. Not yet. I will. I still have the stuff to make them. Yeah, soon I'll make them. But I don't know. I'm out of here. I appreciate everyone. And I'll be going live here, like I said, probably the next 6 months. Peace out.